Oh, hello. Series of videos about what we might do after the virus. Was thinking this morning. I do that occasionally, and really odd for a sociology teacher, but the penny dropped. Yeah, well, actually, I mean, due to inflation, it's probably about 50 pence. But yeah, moral panics. For those of you that don't know sociology, a moral panic was something that a phrase that was coined in the 1960s, originally related to youth cultures in Britain, mods and rockers hitting each other in Hastings and other places on bank holiday Mondays. Yeah, it's basically analysis of the way that the news media works and the way that it can whip up a frenzy about nothing at all, something that just isn't a problem. Yeah, it's very often to do with people that are out in the streets rioting, which usually turns out to be a bunch of people with placards shouting, or similar things. You'll often find this with, for example, moral panics around suicide in young people, which of course is caused by playing heavy metal music backwards. Yeah, which apparently makes you commit suicide, or indeed, let's say, I mean, video games. Well, let me just make children violent. They just make children violent, and what else? Yeah, rap music, which apparently was responsible for an enormous amount of black on black crime during the 1990s. Yeah, because there's no other logical explanation. It's usually a sign of the establishment reaching for a ready-made answer which isn't the true one. It's just easier to talk about how you can get experts in inverted commas on TV or whatever to talk about the bad effects of children spending too long on GTA, or the bad effects of Marilyn Manson or Snoop Dogg or somebody, and that way you don't actually have to talk about the issues, which almost invariably are economic and social. Who'd have thought it, eh? Yeah, and we're actually in the midst of a moral panic at the moment, and I've been doing some stuff around sort of culture wars and cancel culture, and yeah, we're there at the moment because it's just so much easier rather than saying, things are different, the world's turned, maybe we should analyse this correctly and come up with a reasonable solution. Oh, no, 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 no. What we're going to do is blame people, the left, Twitter mobs. It's all their fault. It's all their fault. Yeah, yeah. People like me putting up a video on YouTube, yeah, or on a deeper level, and this is, I'm going to put a link down below to the latest New Culture Forum debate with Melanie Phillips and Mark Sidwell. They're discussing Mark Sidwell's book, and yeah, really quite astounding. Rather than talking about like economic issues, which may well have had a profound effect on anyone under 30, yeah, generation rent, etc., yeah, everyone in jobs with no real future. Yeah. How are we going to sort that out? Well, let's start by banning things. And their idea, which is a brilliant one, is to get rid of humanities courses at university. There you go. And what I'll just say on that, it doesn't even require a comment, but think about if we had a Labour government under Jeremy Corbyn that suggested getting rid of business studies and economics. Never hear the end of it. And yet there they are, just saying, "Oh, we'll just get rid of it." And the other thing is blaming teachers, yeah, for societal change. Apparently, it's all my fault. Yeah, indoctrinating young people, and it just doesn't bear any scrutiny. Just doesn't. Okay, let's think about moral panics from the 1960s. Let's think about 1968. People rioting against the Vietnam War in this country. Was that the fault of their teachers? Was that the fault of their university education? In which case, it must be that these left wingers have taken over a lot earlier. Yeah? Surely. Haven't they? So let me think, if you're 20 in 68, you're going to be getting on now. You're going to be part of that older generation, people's grandparents. Perhaps it is a societal change. Perhaps it's not my fault for the things that I inform children of. And, just on a wider level, the things that I'm required to teach children are very much set from an ideological basis of the government, which will be the subject of my next video. Yeah. These are people who are complaining very, very bitterly about the fact that they are being censored. Melanie Phillips writes for The Times. She has a very, very privileged middle class platform, in culture to affect, the things in the way that I just can't. Just can't, even as a teacher coming in contact with precious young minds, because children have a lid at the top, and you open it up and you put the ideas in, nobody's actually believed that in education for a very, very long period of time, but apparently it's true. And Mark Sidwell, who is one of these fringe figures who writes for the Daily Telegraph. These are not marginalised people under threat, just not. Okay? They might feel threatened, but that's something different. Anyway, it's just an idea.